Since the beginning of this year, I've been on several cross-country trains. They've been relatively long journeys, between 4 and 5 hours, giving me a lot of time to fill. Like many others, I try to work. After all, when you're stuck in a confined space for a long period of time, there's only so much you can do. So, folk like me bring out our laptops and mobile devices. But it's the same every time. It's like a pantomime. Sighs, neck rolls, repeated key presses and growls. The train's Wi-Fi is abominable. Not only is the speed excruciatingly slow, but the connection to the internet is intermittent at best. Everyone is stuck, trying to do whatever it is that they're trying to do on a device that might as well be a brick. Most electronic gadgets are useless when not connected to the outside world. Many applications store data in the cloud, and without an active connection, collaborative work is impossible. Additionally, some software applications validate their licenses online, and without this verification, certain features are restricted, essentially locking the user out. Some of the most basic software functionalities rely on constant connectivity. Despite this, it appears a revelation time and again. We all board the train expecting to knock out a bit of work or catch up on something we've missed. We bring our trusted devices and tools. We think this will be the perfect opportunity to do the things that we've been too busy to do otherwise. And there we sit, in a huff, frustrated. In today's gospel, Jesus talks about connectivity. He says, in the same way that a branch can't bear grapes by itself, but only by being joined to the vine, you can't bear fruit unless you are joined with me. He tells his disciples that a link is essential for spiritual life and growth. A believer must remain connected in order to bear fruit. And we shouldn't be surprised by this. Almost nothing in nature functions in isolation. There's a source into which things are connected and joined, a place from which they emanate. And they cannot function without this special relationship. It isn't dissimilar to our electronic devices, which of course we can turn on and do many things with. However, the way they're designed means they only work properly when tied to the wider network. And from this network flows information, which is connected to repositories of data. And through this network, we are joined to a wider, complex system of people and places. The COVID-19 pandemic has prompted significant shifts in religious engagement. Studies indicate a notable change in regular church attendance and involvement. Now, of course, it's essential to recognize that church isn't the sole avenue for connecting with God. Individuals may be exploring alternative avenues for spiritual connection. Perhaps traditional church settings are no longer fulfilling people's spiritual needs. Maybe they feel other forms of connection better serve their spiritual journey. It's possible that the appeal of ecclesial community has evolved. Yet, we must question the quality and reliability of these alternative connections. Are they as steadfast and dependable as our previous connections? Do they provide the same level of strength and support? Because the Christian path isn't a casual endeavor to engage with intermittently. It demands consistent interaction characterized by prayer community, faith, and obedience. Practices that foster genuine connection and relationship with God. You see, these practices aren't merely references to God. They actively engage with the divine. We, and all that we are and desire to do, must be rooted, grounded. If not, our Christian lives will not function as intended. Thinking we can work untethered or switched off will only disappoint. What we are and what we have, no matter how sophisticated, developed and informed, no matter how bright or how resolved, is useless without being linked up. Being coupled to the grid is vital to Christianity. Spiritual growth cannot be achieved by simply boarding the train and expecting the kit to work without a connection to the network. If we are to take faith seriously, we should keep this in mind. To get anything done, to nurture any sort of growth, we'll need to be in places and situations where we can plug in, or at least reliably connect wirelessly to the source on which we rely.